Something absolutely insane just happened at stage 1 of the Dauphiné. This, ladies and gentlemen, was incredible, and it was a little bit of a hiccup featuring Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogačar. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and today we're going to be taking a look at just what happened. With around 75 kilometers to go, so pretty much the beginning of this race, two riders broke away. The leading rider being a French rider who managed to get up to 4 minutes on the chase pack. But as you can imagine, Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard didn't give a damn. In fact, they knew that these two guys were going to be sucked right back in, and around 3 minutes later, of course, they were. 70 Ks, they were only 1 minute ahead, and it was game over. Here are the two breakaway riders. They tried their chance, but at 70 Ks remaining, the lead was whittled down to only 1 minute and 12 seconds, which was kind of surprising because a lot of people expected them to stay at the front way longer, but they didn't. After only 5 Ks, they were already pretty much being caught and hunted down easily. Even with 40 Ks to go, there were no aggressive moves made by Tadej or Jonas. The real event was about to come at the very end of this first stage. As you can imagine, both these guys are looking for the win here at this race. They don't care about doing any heroic stuff early on, although Tadej and Jonas probably are fit enough to do that. They're just using this race as a stepping stone to the Tour de France. At 38 Ks to go, there was a tactical move made by Ben Healy and Archie Ryan. Both these guys pretty much knew that if they were going to get in the mixer, then they needed to stir it up early, because Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard would leave it till the final climb to pretty much cook every rider in the field. So Ben Healy and Archie decided to grow a big pair of balls larger than most of the peloton, and they just went for it. As you guys can imagine, Tadej Pogačar was closely tracked by Jonas Vingegaard, because Tadej actually responded straight away to Ben Healy and Archie Ryan. He wasn't messing around. He knew that these two were basically going to attack and go all the way, so he didn't want to just then get swallowed up by the peloton and end up getting like boxed in or something. Of course, Jonas Vingegaard doing exactly what I said in my previous videos, tracking every move of Tadej Pogačar. Don't forget, Jonas is just testing himself. He's trying to gauge what kind of fitness he's at. He already started mind games last week, saying that he's in the best shape of his life, even though he's just come out one of the worst crashes of his whole career and hasn't raced since it happened, which is crazy to think that he now claims he's in the best fitness of his life. But stay tuned to find out what happened, because it turns out he wasn't really lying. With 23 Ks remaining, Wright had a lead of 23 seconds. Now, a lot of people weren't taking this seriously, pretty much no one went with him, and even Thierry just hung back. He looked like he was cooked, but a lot of people were claiming that he just didn't want to go with Wright and was deciding to just hold back. No one was taking Wright seriously and knew that he was about to get swallowed up, considering he was only like under quarter of a mile ahead of everyone. As most of the people watching this race predicted, Wright was swallowed up by the chasing peloton, but don't take this lightly, because Wright was pushing hard. He was dropping some high watts, and as you can see, it's pretty obvious he was by the chase pack behind him, completely drawn out two abreast, dropping things like 400, 500, 600 watts on some of these mild inclines. This was a moment that Wright was about to get totally dropped, and by none other than Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogačar, the two guys pretty much leading this chase pack train. They were getting ready to annihilate the final kilometer, and they were ready to get into a massive sprint finish. Most people had Tadej as the favourite in this race at this moment, as they just knew that Jonas doesn't have the best of kicks. He did back in his Tour de France days a couple years ago, but since lots of injuries and crashes, he's lost his sprint, in my opinion, and a lot of my subscribers' opinion as well. Team Ineos were the first to go and catch Wright. However, after that, they got swallowed up by the peloton, and out of nowhere, On one of the roundabouts, Jonas Vingegaard launched a 1000 watts attack. This was a decisive surge with only 5.5 Ks remaining. It was basically him saying, "Come on Tadej, let's go. I am in the best fitness of my life." Maybe he'd gone too early, maybe he hadn't. Had he just cooked himself by kicking hard with 5K still to go on stage 1? Well, stay tuned and find out, because a lot of the rest of the peloton were looking around thinking, what the hell? Meanwhile, if you look closely at his teammates, they're quite literally smiling, knowing exactly what is about to happen next. Jonas's surge did a lot of damage, and only 200 yards later, the chase pack was pretty much totally dispersed. All we were looking at now was Tadej Pogačar, and that was pretty much it. I didn't think anyone else was going to touch Jonas in this situation, as most of the other sprinters were totally cooked from all of the climbing after we had some big breakaways from Ben Healy, but also from a lot of other guys, including Team Ineos, who went at around 6Ks remaining and burnt off all the rest of the sprinters. This was pretty much going to come down to a massive sprint finish, dare I say it, a photo finish between Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard. Something really surprising happened to me. Van der Poel actually decided that he was going to be in the mixer, and with quite literally only a few 100 meters remaining, it was him that was leading out the sprint. He was trying to imitate what he had done earlier on this season, but against the big boys this time. Van der Poel had officially redlined, he was maxing out, he was showing his cards, he went all in and gave it everything he had, except there was just one issue. Behind him was Jonas Vingegaard, Tadej Pogačar and Remco Evenepoel. Remco also apparently in fantastic shape according to his own team. So let's go to the next slide and see exactly what happened, because you're going to be pretty surprised. Mathieu van der Poel was totally gone. I mean, what happened here? He mistimed the sprint almost entirely. There he is on the far left. Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogačar were the two contenders in this final sprint, which surprised me so much because Jonas proved me wrong. It almost came down to a total photo finish. I mean, have you guys seen the photo finish and the freeze frames? It was inches away. Tadej Pogačar just managed to inch out Jonas Vingegaard, but it was very close. And Jonas showing some pretty damn warning signs to the rest of the peloton that he means business at this year's race. I'll be honest, Tadej did look super happy, but Jonas Vingegaard looked even more disappointed than anything else. I think he should be happy after what happened to him earlier this season, and it's just insane that he actually got this close to winning stage 1. Subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of the latest cycling news, cycling drama and cycling results. Leave a like on today's video for good luck, and don't forget to comment down below your opinions, or if I missed anything in this video, let me know.